What is up, guys? Welcome back to another one of these build videos that we're going to be going over the magicka warden. This is more of a support class, or I guess support build. It's really good for small groups, and it does fairly well by itself. Um, we're going to be going over the sets, and I'll explain to you guys why it's a little bit trickier to 1v1 with this specific build, but I'm sure you guys can tweak it and add some stuff to it. For starters, let's go over the sets. We're running 2s on. I can only get a heavy shoulder, so I haven't been able to. I really wanted a light shoulder for this build. You want 5 heavy and 2 light. If you can do the 5-1-1 if you want to. We don't even have Undaunted up, but we wanted the 2 light for the additional passives. But for now, we're running 5 heavy. 5 heavy shackle breaker and 2 heavies on. I don't have a light crafter yet, fully leveled for shackle. So if you guys cannot get a better drop than these heavy helmet and shoulders, just go with a light belt, light gloves, light belt, or light shoes. That way you can keep heavy, your 5 heavy and your 2 light, and not have to worry about keep farming the shoulders. The helmet's not so bad. If you don't have access to Zon, you could put something like Scoria on here. Scoria would be pretty good also. The second setup is Lich. We are running 5 Lich and 5 Shacklebreaker and 2 Zon. Lich you guys can get in Crypt of Hearts. It's fairly easy drop. The staffs are also very common. I'm thinking of a second setup, but for now this is pretty much it. So because we are running Lich, you guys can see the amount of magic recovery we get once we hit below 30%. Let me see if we can proc it. Wardens get some costly abilities, right? So this is it right here. Magic recovery is 2297, and I think you can increase that. Yeah, 2502. This is without the continuous assault passive still. So your recovery is close to 3k. You could obviously, so I'll show you right now. Our spell damage isn't too impressive. This is our spell damage on our front bar, 24. Okay, so it's about 28, I believe, because we are running a weapon enchant on our front bar, and it is a Nern staff. So what you could do is run an infused resto staff. I didn't trade change. Run infused resto staff, and add the spell damage to the back bar, and do like a crusher enchant on your front or a disease enchant. Or if you want to run poisons, you can put poisons on there too. But infuse in the back, put the weapon enchant, so that way you have more spell damage. So we're sitting at 2440. Once we proc this right here, an additional 320. So it's about 2760. 2760, and we get close to 3k if you have your full assault passive up. 3k spell damage, which is a little bit low in my opinion, just because we are running 1 magic recovery. So you can add to this. You can add another 174. 174 spell damage. That's gonna boost it up even more. And then once you gold out your weapon, your Nern weapon, it's gonna give you even a lot more. And once you have your infused staff with the weapon enchant, it's like 405 or something like that. You're gonna get even a lot more. So there's potential for way more spell damage. The skills, Winter's Revenge. This is one of the reasons why I was saying you guys could run Scoria. And we're running this one, not the one that skills off here, even though this one doesn't apply the immunity, or what is it, where it freezes the people. It still slows them down. It's a pretty decent dot. And most people, when they see a dot on the floor, they panic. You know, so if they're meleeing you, you drop this down, and they'll back up, give you some time to recuperate a little bit. Deep Fisher, obviously, it's really strong. Adds to our advanced species passives, which gives you an additional 3% per animal slotted. We are running Screaming Cliff Racer. This one right here, I'll show you guys how I like to do it because I am also running Flame Touch. I don't have this one fully leveled yet. I just made some changes to the build. I was running Sword and Board on my back bar, but I feel like the Resto staff might be better. And I was running Crushing Shock, but I feel like the knockback is going to be also better. So you want to have this ability with the knockback. And if you're running solo, you're going to have to get Meteor over here. That's going to be probably one of your best ultimates to run. Permafrost is extremely strong though, especially if you're being overran. I feel like it's a lot stronger when you're with a small group. With a big group too, it doesn't matter, you know, but just with a group in general. Blue Betty. And so like the way I usually do it is I use this Cliff Racer as a spammable because it costs a lot less. This one's 4K, this one's only 2K, 2.4K. So this is my spammable right here. And this is my like combination starter. You want to knock them out, and once they're knocked on their backs, it gives you more time to hit them with other stuff. If you had Meteor, you want to drop your Meteor down, and as Meteor's coming down, that's when you want to hit that knock. That way they can get hit with the full force of a Meteor. Our defensive bar, we're running Ice Fortress, Enchanted Growth, Lotus Flower, Arctic Blast, and Living Trellis. And for the ultimate, we're running Secluded Grove. That's because we don't have a Resto fully leveled. But if you did, this right here would be the go-to. This is really good in groups. Again, this build right here specifically for groups. So if you like running in groups, this is going to help you. The Permafrost is really strong if you time it properly with other ults. And the Secluded Grove is a strong heal. And it's very cheap also, like a cheap ultimate with a strong heal. The CP, let's go over the CP real quick. For the Warlords, we have right here 17%. We got some into stam recovery, so we put 12% here to magic, and I was going to put more into tenacity, but we do have some into Mooncalf, which increases our stam recovery. The only reason why I'm setting up that way is because I was running Sword and Board, and I wanted to have a little recovery time while I held block, you know, and as you're letting go of block, your recovery is high enough to where it's regenning fast enough so you can heal and reblock again. I don't think I even have the gold at this moment to respec, but I would take this out and put more into tenacity. This right here, again, the reason why I had so much into block reduction was because I was running Sword and Board. So instead of Resto Staff, if you guys wanted to go Sword and Board, that'd be perfect. Other than that, I mean, it's still good to have some into blocking, but also into tumbling, which reduces the cost of dodge roll. Especially on magic classes, you know, you want to be able to block enough and also dodge roll enough. Otherwise, you get stuck. Oops, don't need no points there. We're finally getting our CP higher too, guys, so that's a plus. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed the other build videos. I really appreciate everybody's advice too on the other builds, the stam DKs and stuff. I'm acquiring some of those sets, you know, that you guys have recommended me to run. I hate farming, so usually I put on whatever I can and craft the rest. But from time to time I end up going on farm runs and, you know, I get bored of everything else. But this is pretty much the build. You can see our spell resistance and physical resistance is fairly high. And our critical resistance also pretty high. It's a decent build. It's pretty solid. Without anything proccing, or I mean not anything proccing, but just our regular passes without lich proccing. This is our magic recovery, 1413. Like I said, you could boost up this. We are running the Apprentice, which increases our spell damage. You could definitely increase the spell damage though, and improve the build. And also, you want to have your light armor passives. Grace gives you snare reduction. It increases your cost of, or reduces the cost of sprinting. I'm sorry, my mind's out of it this morning. Your magic recovery. So like by just adding like 2 more pieces of light, we'll have even more magic recovery. We'll have about 4% more. You could be a vampire and add on to that. Spell warden, increase our spell resistance. So definitely want to at least have 2 pieces of light armor on here. And like I said, you definitely want to try to get your meteor out whenever you can, whenever you get a chance. And we are going in for this build, which gives us a little bit more tankiness and makes our heals a little better as well. But anyways, guys, I appreciate your time. I appreciate all you guys' support. Again, thank you very much for your likes, for your dislikes. Hey, it's all good, man. I just appreciate you guys so much. Everybody out there, the ASO fam. I miss you console players. Well, hopefully we do get a chance to go back. But anyways, y'all have a good time out there. Don't get so salty. Anyways, catch you out there.